One more time.
Can you tell us which doll exactly you are attached to?
That's that doll right there. The Raggedy Ann.
Holy cow.
That was
Very
clear,
right? Yeah.
very clear.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love that EVP.
It's so good.
Yeah, that
You
is
like to
good.
think things are not attached to dolls, but they are.
Oh, yeah. Jennie, you don't have no haunted dolls, right? She said, no, I'm not getting any haunted dolls.
No, I don't have any. No,
Okay.
no. I have a team member who's not about the dolls. Let's put it that way.
We are about 2 hours north of one of the most haunted dolls in all of the states.
I know
here.
it, Robert.
Robert.
Yeah,
Robert.
Robert
Key
is
West.
about 2 hours south of
I've
us.
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Mhm.
So,
And I got sun poisoning. So I wonder. Okay.
I've had that, and that is the
Oh
worst.
no.
Take a look at me though. So no, I don't think it was Robert.
you guys said another piece of evidence. I just haven't have it marked down as EVP. So I'm not sure what exactly it is. So want me to play it?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
You guys explain it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite color? Do you like ice cream? Did you die in this house, yes or no?
What's your favorite color? Do you like ice cream?
Oh. Did it say run? Yeah, I heard run.
What's your favorite color? Do you like ice cream? What's your favorite color? Do you like ice cream?
It says red on the thing.
Nice. You see how that's how it can respond to there. Let me see. Can you? Yeah. Sorry.
We asked what your favorite color was, and we got it on that device too.
So I'm gonna replay this again.
What's your favorite color? Do you like ice cream?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That was the kitchen in the Richmond
It
College.
was, what your favorite color? Do you like dessert or something, or
Yeah.
something like that? And
Yeah.
it was like, who doesn't
The red
like?
color. And then it came out on the what's that?
Yeah,
no.
obelisk.
Obelisk?
That was super cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
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 I'm gonna
I love
say
I
it.
love when you
Paranormal.
stack the evidence like that at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
called
what do you
lasagna.
call
She
it?
calls it stacking. It's called lasagna.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Paranormal lasagna. I like that.
I know. Kim, I know. You're right. Stacking is much more professional, but paranormal lasagna.
Well, I like the lasagna better.
Well, I like to call it a cake, the paranormal
Oh.
cake, but yeah, it's like the
A
icing
cannoli
on the
cake.
cake when it does all of that.
Hey.
But lasagna's
A
good
cannoli
too.
cake, yeah.
I like lasagna.
It should be a drinking game watching our show. How many times you say cannoli?
Yeah,
Every time he
They
says
think-
cannoli, you drink.
they could take a shot of sambuca.
Oh my
Well,
god.
There you go.
Every time I say cannoli, you gotta say sambuca.
Oh Lord. That used to be one of my friend's favorite drinks.
I love it with coffee. Just
Yeah.
dump it in the coffee and just drink it like that, black.
I don't like
How
that.
did-
No,
Sorry,
thank you.
way off track. Sorry.
Yeah, if we stayed on track, we would have the show
So
ending
was
on
that-
time.
Was that one of the children's? There were young kids in that group.
Yeah,
with you.
that was
Yeah.
a middle school field trip for a forensics class.
Yeah.
What?
It's a
Why
friend-
are we not doing this? Why are we not doing this?
Yeah,
Note
that-
to Richard
that's-
Moschella.
and it's great just to see how their minds are so interested and
Yeah.
not corrupted by anything and
Not
they're
afraid.
but it's the funny thing is, hey, what experiences or what do you like about the paranormal?
Yeah, we always
or what-
ask in the beginning, what do you
and
know
then-
about the paranormal? Sam and
Sam
Kobe.
and Kobe. It's like,
Yeah.
Of course.
I was like, how about documentaries? Or how about ghost hunters or something, like, even way
Yeah.
back. They
Yeah.
were first. Who?
What's
Who's
that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had that
Oh
many
yeah.
times.
Oh yeah. They love those guys.
Yeah, you watch
They
TV
love
shows?
them.
Yeah. What do you watch, Sam? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
You're like, how are we gonna compete with that for real?
you can't.
Well,
For
but then
real.
something like that happens, and they're like,
Yeah.
you know,
But it's
Yeah.
real. Yeah, it becomes real to
Exactly.
them. I love that you're
Exactly.
doing that with kids because it's such a
Me
great
too.
way for them to have a different perspective than the fear of and
Yeah.
and it's like it also, kids talk, right? So they're going to share with their parents what they saw and their friends. So like it just spreads out from there that it's not just like, oh, we're seeing demons or, whatever's out there. It's just,
Yep.
yeah, love it. Love it. We have
Yeah.
a few kids, young people that come on some of our public investigations
Mhm.
and they're like the most enthusiastic
do.
out of the whole group. They're awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of the
They're
times they
excellent.
behave better than the adults.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, I believe it.
Agreed.
Yeah. We have some that
Yeah, but
actually
we love it.
without what we do. We have one little girl that always comes, and the last time we had something, she came right after from soccer practice. Had her soccer suit still on, a soccer uniform. She's still on.
Love
And her father brings it all the time. So
But you know what? You mentioned,
Being
Jennie,
awareness.
that you get that the spirits love the kids, right?
Yeah, they
So
show up.
we find the same thing. Like I was at an event with Full Moon Paranormal, and there was one little girl there, and the only person who got an answer to the EVP was that little girl. She had to be 10, maybe 9, 10. Yeah. And immediately there were, answers to her questions.
that's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
It's so true
Yeah.
because when we investigate, so sometimes we'll get the teachers involved too. Nothing.
Yeah,
They respond
Right.
to us, the Deerings, because we've done the investigations there so many times, and
And
they
you know
know
them.
that we're very respectful. We don't antagonize. We just treat them like if they were still there with us, So
Right.
it works out, and we get good responses. But who gets the best responses 9 times out of 10 are always
Yeah.
the children.
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
there for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. The
What?
what else? Do you understand the gunshots? Why would I have heard gunshots? Do you have any idea?
Maybe because I don't know how far in the area with the
With the Sequestas, maybe?
Cestas and the Spanish War,
The Spanish War.
Native War.
That was one of the
Oh,
locations
yeah.
of the Spanish War.
Okay.
Then it
Yeah.
went from there to, and it kind of went up to like Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay.
The Cooley Massacre was one of the major locations there where a lot of
Actually,
deaths were.
It was Broward down.
Broward down.
So like I remember, I can't remember who it was that went from Broward, and they went, I don't know, I guess by boat or something, down to this area, the Cutler Ridge, Key Biscayne area, to warn them like, hey, like they're coming down here, they're gonna kick the natives out. Like they was already fighting, and so those people who in that area went down to the Keys.
Right.
Like it went down.
This is pre the Deerings and
Sure.
all of that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's interesting because the Spanish War did come up sort of, but I didn't pursue it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was interesting
All right.
because
Very
the
good.
guys I see on the bridge have uniforms. That's why you even said Native Americans. That's okay, but they have uniforms.
yeah.
So maybe something with that. I don't know. Bridge
Huh.
wasn't there, but the spirits still wandered still.
Right.
The water was.
All right, Kim. You guys have one more piece of evidence. I'm gonna play, and I'll have you guys explain this. It's a pink evidence. It's you're having in full spectrum. Here we go.
Whose picture is that? Did it say?
I think that's Mr.
Stop in a second. I want to tell the audience, make your speakers and your headphones loud because this is very low. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Whose picture is that? Did it say?
I think that's Mr.
No, It's, why does it say General William Dennison Whipple? Oil on canvas. Oh, that's that guy.
Charles Deere.
Did Charles Deering paint this, or did that? I don't get it. What is this up here? Signature?
Oh, he Oh, he he used to paint. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this one, he drew that or whatever, painted that. Portrait by Charles Deering of Step.
That's just that shadow.
Did everybody see that?
That's the same night of Ghost
Yes.
Tap.
Yes.
That's our buddy Ernesto that we were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
And the reason why we had one into that room when we first went up to put just equipment down in different areas, when he came upstairs, he saw something move. So when you go up right up the stairs, that's the door on your right, and that was like his study. So he had seen something like move in there, and he had told us that we were by Mrs. Deering's room. He was like, I thought I saw like something walk in there. So later on, we're like, well, let's just do an EVP session, just check it out before anything. And then
That's no cat. That's big.
no, that was
You can see his head and everything. All that no, there's a tour going on at the same time you guys were doing that.
So what was happening at that particular point in time, the kind of meet up at the bottom floor, and then they start going back to the buses. So that's what was going. They were trying to gather up all the children so they can leave. At that point, they give us the location for like a good 30 to 45 minutes for us to do our own thing.
Love it.
So that's what we were doing at that point.
That's awesome when locations do that. I know a lot of locations we go to, especially with Richard. They let us do our own little thing before, and then we do a tour with them. That's just awesome when they do that.
So what was going on with
you
the
give
painting?
better tours?
Oh, well, I had looked at painting. I was like, wow, it was such a nice painting. I can't remember what the painting is itself right now, but I didn't know if he had painted that, because I had recently learned that he was.
The painting of the ship.
Was that what it was? A ship or something?
I was intrigued by the painting, and then trying to figure out like if he bought that one or whatever. But Jennie was the one that found out that he painted that one himself.
Yeah, because on that little marquee I was reading,
wow.
so I had I had like the camera like that, and I just had it like that, and I was like, blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, he did paint that, So I'm not even paying attention to the scrap.
You weren't paying attention to that.
You just had it like on the side like that while she was reading, and boom, she happened to catch.
Too bad there was all that noise in the
catch.
background, because you probably got an EVP or something, all that noise contaminated everything.
Oh, but EVP, it was, at least with the DR60 is so loud. We didn't really get much of anything EVP wise in that session first part.
Right.
That's interesting.
Or that night was the pool and Jennie's camera.
Yeah. That was way I'm reviewing, the thing, and I almost missed it. I had, when I first saw it, I was like, I clipped it, then I showed it to him. I was like, tell me what you see. So I don't tell him what I see, and I was like, tell me what do you think about this clip or whatever. And he was like, is there like something moving in there? I was like, okay, good.
So where does that go? Like, where does that go? That
okay,
area?
so
Into the hallway, right?
That study, and then the room right behind us is actually, like Jennie was saying, it was the Jack and Jill bathroom. So he had his study, then the bathroom, and then the bedroom that you saw with the gold, a lot of the gold things in the wheelchair. That's where that is. Then across the hall is Mrs. Deering's room where the ghost cat was.
Yeah, it's not like a hallway, like a thoroughfare. Like there's rooms connected. It's not like you'd see somebody walking through there.
Oh, correct. And at that particular point in time, since there are kids involved, we have to kind of make sure that the floor is empty.
Right.
Because you don't want a kid to get
just the three of you. Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
That'd be freaky if a kid got left behind. You guys investigate and the kid go, hi. You'd be like,
You know,
it's a different kind of scary.
if it was me, I would have tried to get left behind because I'm.
Oh yeah.
I would have been like, I want to stay in the place because ever since I was little, like I want to do that. You know, I would be like, I'm totally.
Yeah,
staying here.
we would have been friends.
Yeah,
And we were little. Yeah.
Tonight.
I mean, not that we're not now.
So,
But
does he show up a lot with like apparitions? Like, do you see him a lot, or do you even believe that that was him as the figure there?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Too.
Because we have asked, and a lot of people, the people who work there, who are like, I guess the caretakers there, they say that they get a shadow figure inside of that room, particularly.
Mhm.
yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
And it just from what we were told, it makes sense because some of his artwork is there. Maybe he wants to take a look at the piece that he painted himself.
or he spent a lot of time there because that was his.
That was his study. Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you want to look at it again? Do we have time?
Yeah. I kind of want to see it again.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Do it.
Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, because I really want to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is it.
Whose picture is that? Did it say?
I think that's Mr. Green.
No, it's what does it say? General William Dennison Whipple. Oil on canvas. Oh, that's that guy.
Charles Deere.
Did Charles Deering paint this, or did that? I don't get it. What does this up here? The signature?
He used to paint. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this one, he drew that, or whatever, painted that. Portrait by Charles Deering of. You would have seen it on there.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
my mistake. The picture that I was mentioning of the ship that he
Amy.
painted is inside of the glass case to the left.
Okay.
That was actually a portrait that I believe was of himself.
No, it was a general.
It was a general that he painted. Yeah.
So Adam is asking, could it be a reflection from something outside the window? But I feel like it's the opposite. Like,
Inside.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's the reflection of something inside, like with the light source coming this way towards the window.
That's why I know that it wasn't any of us because we're all accounted for, and where the camera's facing this direction, we are over here, like in front of you this way. And the only light source would have been from the hallway, which the door entry is like back here.
Right, not outside.
Then we swept the whole floor to ensure with the teachers that there was no kids there.
So
she's gonna show you now.
I'm gonna show you now.
What's outside the window?
That's also on another floor, so
it right
it's
here.
impossible for anybody to be outside.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, so it's not the first floor even.
Well,
so,
no.
there you go, Adam.
when I looked at it,
So
because
there you
I
go,
looked
Adam.
at, because I
Couldn't
had
see
the
someone
evidence
outside.
that has it on earlier, and I kept on looking back and forth on it, and I just kept on going over and over. You have a glass case in front of it.
Right.
Okay.
So
You can glass when you have it. The reflection is not straight through it; it's an angle. It breaks.
it's behind it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So in this case, I don't think it was anybody walking in the hallway because it wouldn't have been on that wall. You would have seen it on the glass case also. If you look at that, it's on the wall behind the case. So anything coming from behind you would have been reflected in a different angle, goes into a glass case or wherever. It might be plexiglass, whatever it might be. Okay. But that was against the wall where nobody was. So if you had the light behind you and you're walking, it wouldn't come on that wall. It'd be reflected somewhere else, and you would probably catch it on the glass case. Not only catch the reflection, you might even catch who the person is that's
the
walking.
person. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think it. I think that's good piece of evidence because it's on the wall and not on the glass case. And you can see where you guys were. It was like the three of you were there, and
Yeah.
flew by the picture, and you were on the side, and you said you held the camera sideways as you looked. Okay.
And Ernesto was in front, right in front of that painting,
Mhm.
and it was just me there. Nobody else on
Yeah.
the floor. And on top of that, like when I first reviewed the evidence, I almost missed it, like a lot. I was probably
Right.
like
erase it.
fatigued from just like reviewing stuff. And so like that's
Yeah.
when I come down, I get dinner, I come back up, I'm like looking at it, whatever, like going through the stuff. And that's when I saw it. But what you said, I thought the same thing. Like you see it, you don't see it on that glass case, you see it like behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, which I found it
Right.
interesting. If it was somebody like walking behind or whatever, I think it would reflect on that item as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
I
think
also
it is
felt
that.
that it was like coming from the chair, and it's also not a full opaqueness. It's not like a full. It's not a shadow. It's not. I don't think it's somebody's shadow. Somebody's shadow is going to be denser. It's going to be more defined than that. Regardless even if it's reflecting off of something or coming in, and it's
better,
not,
Mary.
it's really
Very
fuzzy. So great catch as
Yeah,
others have
I
said in
agree.
the chat here. Really cool catch. I love how
Thank
some of the best evidence comes like when you're not even paying attention.
Yes.
Exactly. It really does.
Love that.
That's why I get a lot of good evidence. I never pay attention. So
It looks like someone's peeking like that. Like it's like really quick.
yeah, it looks like somebody just
It's like a
walked in.
real quick
You know,
thing.
and it's not a tall person. It might be a kid. Who knows? But it's not a tall person,
I think
and
it's a little
it's at a
taller
certain.
than that.
You know, well, I mean, it's a little beyond the table itself too. You know.
Do you know if there's like a connection with that general in the portrait? Because the general in the portrait actually looks very similar to the individual that I actually described outside. We haven't gotten to it, and we may not get to it, but I saw a military man with a mustache like that outside. Do you know why he would have painted that man or had that photo?
No clue.
All right.
Honestly, I don't know. He has.
Kim, you have a reading on that because you got two more. Man outside. Is that the one you talk about, or Eleanor?
Or the one you already said.
Yeah, it would be the man outside. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll play that. Okay.
Okay. That's all I'm getting from this picture. So let me go to the next picture here. So this is another picture of the front of the house here. It's lit up. It's beautiful. And so I'm beginning to see a man outside. He's walking around. I do feel like this man is a military man. He's wearing a military uniform, and he's about middle-aged. I do see him with a mustache, and he's talking about three buttons. I don't know if that makes sense, but he's talking about three buttons. I do feel like this might be Civil War that he's talking about. And he's like, the war ended here. The war ended here. The war ended here. Like it didn't get down to here, or it ended here. He's not saying it ended with me. It ended here. Like almost the location is where it never got down into. And he walks around. I do believe they would see his apparition outside. You may see him in the house, but I don't know. I'm feeling him more outside. But let me get into more of the pictures.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. William McKinney. I'm trying to look up who was in charge of Spanish American War. How about what's the other war? Good, keep going. The Seminole War.
Yeah, that's a good point. It may actually be not Civil War. It could actually be related to the Spanish War. Wow.
The Spanish War. Yeah, the Seminoles. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, wow.
I mean, it's a pretty generic uniform, like you said. And he wouldn't be wearing a blue one.
Well, the blue was very popular with, not just Civil War, but, down there, the Spanish American War and all kinds of, the
generic.
blue was a very popular color,
Yeah.
But
it says Andrew Jackson, so.
Andrew Jackson? He did have
Andrew
a beard.
Jackson, the president?
Yeah, he's military before he's a president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And three buttons could be maybe 3-star general.
Yeah.
Or three stripes meaning a sergeant.
Yeah, it could be.
Says in charge of the U.S. military, leading the campaigns against the Seminole tribes, particularly during the first Seminole War.
Yeah.
I know they had the second one, but General Andrew Jackson. So he pushed the Seminoles further into South, so that's what happened. So it went from Broward to down to this area, and then
to the Keys.
Then everybody to the Keys. They're like, "Hey, leave! They're coming."
Did it say what rank general he was? Does it tell you how many star? General? If it says 3, that.
Oh, it says general. Yeah.
It doesn't say how many stars, because generals have stars. 1 star, 2, 3, 5 stars.
I'm sure we could find it.
Yeah.
General Andrew Jackson.
That's something.
Very interesting.
You got
Do you
some
guys
homework.
see stuff outside of the house? Have you had any captures?
So on the basin, on that large body of water in the back, they have a room inside of the Richmond Cottage, and it's all their paranormal captures that people have gotten over time. They had what's her Marianne? They have a picture of somebody. It's this picture. I don't have it with me, but somebody took a picture, and it's like she's in. I don't know what room it is though. She's in the window. Mm-hmm. It's like her in the window, and then like the drapes are next to her like this, I guess. And it's exactly like, I mean, she looks like it was her. Wow. There's a lady in the basin in the back. There's a lady in white, and people say they get her a lot out there. They didn't know. So I was like, oh, is that somebody from the Deerings? The people there don't know if it's really Deerings or if that's a Native American lady. Like, you can't tell one but it's just like on all white dress, I guess. And they do get, I think, James Deering a little bit, which is his son, one of his sons, and a lot of shadow movement walking outside.
That's interesting because the uniform could be somebody from the Navy, military.
Oh, true.
I wouldn't doubt it because again, that was a hotel, so like people use that to stay.
Yeah. Maybe they just military guy just had a weekend off and he went over there. Who knows?
Could be.
That was the only hotel in the area too. I've had.
Yeah, after that, then you go into Broward. I mean, and back then, can you imagine if you're going like, I don't know, I don't know if the train was completely done all the way down south there, but it's in horse and carriage or in boat, and that's way over an hour, to do any of that. So they will go from all the way down to the Keys, down to this spot, rest there,
and then continue. So,
wow.
Kim, you have one more one more reading. I'm going to play that because we're going.
Yeah.
We got we're running out of time. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
We'll
play here. I know we're having too much fun.
Okay, so we have another bedroom here. Again, very nice things in here as well. Nice, beautiful carpet. So there's a woman in this room. This actually brings me to the other thing that's very prominent about this structure. There is a woman that immediately wanted herself known to me. She is actually a modern woman. She died recently. I want to put her absolutely within I would say in the last 10 years, 10 or 20 years, 20 maximum. And the name Ellen or Eleanor is coming up with her. It's definitely an E name. She is deeply connected to this location. I believe that she was either the last owner or she was the one who funded this recent renovation of this house as well and preservation. She is a little bit of a difficult woman, but caring. She loves this property. And I don't know, the 80s are coming up, like 1980s for her. I'm not sure if that's 1980s. And then, this is very recent. I do believe this woman or this place has not been open to the public until like the 2000s, maybe even 2010s. It hasn't been open to the public, but she was meticulous with this. And I want to say her money was hers. I do believe her husband would have passed before her, and her money was hers. And she really just put it into this. So now she's showing me outdoor games, like outdoor bocce ball or outdoor, what was that other, shuffleboard? These outdoor parlor games that she would have on the front lawn. She's showing me this very, very beautiful light parties that she would have there. Parties, like gatherings, socialites. I don't feel like she's the one who has the connection to royalty. I do feel like that's a male, and I do feel like that's further back in the ownership of this home. This would be the last person to own it, is what it feels like. So now we're back outside again. Back outside, there's a beautiful tree here. And I see the military man out here walking around. I don't know if there were guards. There might have been guards for this property during the Civil War. There's these men in uniform outside. Quite a bit of men in uniform, actually. But there's one in particular, and again, he talks about those 3 buttons. I don't know if they found buttons out there or found 3 Civil War buttons, or if he wore, a 3-button suit. Maybe that would be it too. But he wants to talk about the 3 buttons. And then also the man that walks around, who's very prominent, I do feel like there's an A name associated with him in the military uniform. And he also is prominent, lived on the property, likely died also on the property.
So before I forget this question, Charles Deering was in the Navy, right? He was in Navy, a graduate of the Naval Academy. The brother.
James?
James is Charles.
Charles is the one? I believe yes.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I know he was military, and you may be right about the Navy.
He went to the Naval Academy. I think I remember reading that. But like, what were you said an A name? I mean, what were his daughters' names? You know what I mean? I'm wondering if, like, so who died at the actual estate? James died there, correct?
Charles died there, and I believe James
died
died in Vizcaya.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Sorry, I could look it up too. I'm just wondering if the A name might be a daughter, you know, like.
You said A or E?
A, she said. Anyway.
E for the daughter, for the woman, and an A for the man. Yeah.
Well, I looked up E, and only E would have been Charles's grandmother, Lisa.
Okay.
There wasn't anyone with an E.
That's close though.
Yeah, yes, but from what it sounds like,
for sure.
It sounds like it would be Marion, to be honest, who I'm feeling in that room. Yeah, it feels like it would be Marion, despite the name. I mean, names come and go, but it feels like it would be that. Did you know her personality? Did she show up with her personality in context? Because she feels like a pretty difficult woman, to be honest.
Yeah, I consider her like snooty.
She's more difficult to speak with than Charles.
Yeah.
But she's warmed up to us, especially because we do the investigations and with the children, and she comes through there. So I guess she's like, they help me to speak with the children, like they're okay.
Yeah,
they're soft.
Or at the beginning, she used to come out on the spirit box a lot on the portal, and she used to be like, "Enough," and I'm like, you know, like that's how it would sound.
Yeah.
But then after going there so many times, and with the field trips, and I would go there by myself in that room and sit and talk. You know, it's kind of like talk to her, like you feeling here, and just show that I don't mean any harm, and trying to talk to Mr. Deering also warmed up. Like she's cool now. Like I've asked her, I'm like, do you mind me being here? Are you happy I'm here? And she said, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Good. Well,
yeah.
I guess
she
that.
loves
I mean,
that
you guys
property.
are great.
I mean, like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like
she's very like nobody in my room. So when we have like men go inside the room and stuff like that, like at first she didn't like that. So very,
Oh,
very.
yeah, I can imagine.
Do you find that a lot? Like I've had that happen so many times in a woman's bedroom where like a man comes in and everything changes. Like the
Yeah.
whole vibe changes,
Right.
equipment starts going off, like you start to get the get out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we don't think about that in this era, right? But like think about it. It's 11 o'clock at night and there's a gentleman in her room, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, they had
yeah.
separate bedrooms.
Yeah, of course. But I mean,
So
just in
not like
general,
that,
yeah. Like to have a man that's not her husband in her room at,
Or,
night.
or vice versa. I'm in his room, so like I'm in his room, and then at first
That's
I think
probably okay. No, I'm
she was
kidding.
she was not okay with that. I think that's why at first she didn't like me, Because when
Right.
I
Oh,
first
of
saw my
course.
room going there, I was like, this room is so weird because it has like the decor of that room is very odd. I've never been to a house that has like that. So you saw it was like very gold and black. There's a lot of like
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
like not Egyptian but kind of some weird.
It felt like that.
I was like, so what? I'm like, this is weird. I was like, this is revived. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Especially for
and
South Florida, right? You don't see that.
yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So when they
That's
spent
true.
time there, at first she was like, get out. No, and she didn't like me, and then it took a couple years.
It's funny because the first time that we were ever there, we were filming. Well, we were investigating, but we were also doing World's Largest Ghost Hunt
Yeah.
there,
Uh-huh.
and we had no responses whatsoever. That actually was the first and last
Wow.
time that we did Deering Estate for the World's Largest Ghost Hunt. They wanted us to go somewhere else, but yeah, we were getting no responses.
We got nothing.
To
Wow.
nowadays, yeah, we are constantly getting excellent results there. Easily one of our favorite locations that we've
so
ever
great.
done.
I think that was our very first ghost hunt. That was our first experience. Was in that location for that. I was like, oh, this is new. What is this? So and our team were like, we do this, and I was like, okay, cool.
I love it.
And
It was
no flat.
That's always the way, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I have like a couple of questions. I literally wrote down questions.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
Question.
But the first one is Armando, for you. When you said that, she brought you there the first time. This is like at the birth of your, paranormal relationship. Like what happened that day that really blew you away?
Ooh, there was
so much.
So the it's a location in there that we're no longer able to go to. So in the Richmond Cottage, so in the children's room, that's the second floor. But back then, we were able to go to the third floor and investigate. Now they specifically only use the third floor on both buildings as offices now. So you can't get in there anymore. When we went into the third floor of that building, I finally felt like, whoa, this is heavy. What's going on? It doesn't feel welcoming like the rest of the location. Then I start seeing the REM pods go off. I start seeing temperature differences. I start hearing EVPs for the first time, not in a TV, but in person. The Ovilus is just, I start seeing all these pieces of equipment going off. And then that's when I came to the analogy. And it's funny, I don't know why I thought of this, because I don't like that activity. Because I don't like seafood. She does. She loves seafood. I hate it. I even told her that I was allergic to seafood just to get her to not want to go places like that. But I kind of developed the whole thing where I consider paranormal investigating kind of like fishing, if you will. Yep. So you're not really going to go fishing to go and have a good time. You're not going there to really catch fish and all that. That's kind of like the cherry on top or the icing on the cake. what you're really doing is going there to kind of relax, get your head out of whatever funk you're in, kind of unwind, or if you're going with friends, kind of like have a good time with them. The fish is the extra if you're able to catch it. So I kind of relate paranormal investigating to fishing. So if you're
Totally.
able to go and investigate with your friends and kind of spend that bonding time together, that's where it's really important.
Sure.
If you're able to get a piece of evidence and oh man, we got that ghost cat. Hey, we got the shadow figure coming out of the chair. That's just the icing on the cake for me.
Right.
So
That's good.
Love that.
Clearly you had a good fishing trip.
yeah, I had a great one. And that's where that's where I was like barely paying attention to Ghost Adventures to starting to, hey, okay, and this and that and this and this is why this happens, okay, and I kind of related to what happened to me that night. And the thing that I found awesome about becoming a paranormal investigator, going back to my first experience that Jennie told you. So my first experience ever, sitting down on a futon, I hear the springs going down. I feel something cold sitting right next to me. Like this half of my body is completely frozen cold. And I can visually see the impression of something sitting next to me. It wasn't until a bit later, once we had already joined War Party Paranormal, that we investigated with one of my favorite paranormal investigators ever. Her name's Scotty. Rest in peace. She's no longer with us. She used to go to the Gettysburg Bash every year.
I know. Yeah.
But we investigated somewhere the nicest. But yeah, we investigated somewhere together, the three of us, and I felt my very first cold spot. I was completely surrounded by cold, and it felt like a circle. So Scotty, I told Scotty and I told Jennie to come to me because I can't move and it feels super cold. And boom, I got the validation and I got an answer to what I was experiencing my very first paranormal experience. Right. So that's what kind of got the ball rolling. That's where I was like super interested because a lot of us, if we're lucky as paranormal investigators, we get to answer some of the questions that we get along the way. But it almost seems like I have more questions to be answered than when I started originally. But
we're
that's
the same
why
person.
I'm hoping to get those answers someday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm allergic to seafood, so.
He's fake allergic.
I still am.
I'm real allergic. And I have more questions than ever. I literally have more like 20 more questions. We're gonna have to talk another time because
we have so 7 minutes left in the show. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Are you guys gonna be doing anything because we're getting running out of time here? I want to make sure you want to tell us where you're gonna be, if people want to meet you, or meet and greets, or where you want to tell us anything.
So on for the rest of the year, we only have one event at Yesteryear Village, which is in West Palm Beach, and that is December 7th with War Party. We do a public event there, and that's it for the rest of the year. Thank God, because I feel like I need to do it. But in the beginning of the year, we don't have anything planned as of yet. But I know we do want to go to Gettysburg Bash sometime not sometime in July.
We'll be coming back.
And
cool.
Towards the beginning of the year, I'm not sure what we'll plan. I'm getting the itch. Even though I want to decompress, I'm getting the itch for something else. Something new. But Sunday night, we do have a live show and
Spooked Coast to
Coast with our co-hosts,
some of our friends
Joy, yes, and
Anthony and Jennie have been on our show.
Yeah,
we have.
It's an awesome show. Really good.
That'll be awesome. You can definitely see a us every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Spooked Coast to Coast. If you want to watch live, if you can't, you want to watch Team Rewatch, that's fine. As long as you're watching and you're hitting that thumbs up, just like I hope you're doing for these guys here, that they deserve it. I was super excited when they announced that they were doing their show.
Yes.
So yeah, man, keep up the good work, guys. I enjoy the show.
Thank
Two
you.
amazing people that we knew, and now we met Kim. So I'm very happy for you guys.
Yeah.
I love it. You brought the history. We're the history nerds, and you brought it.
Yeah.
I love it. You brought the
So
evidence.
good.
You brought the history. I'm an amazing, amazing guest tonight, which we knew would happen, but
Yeah,
You guys are great.
we did.
Thank you so much.
We had a good
yeah,
time.
really, really good.
On your show, we had a
Yeah.
great time, and then meeting you guys in Gettysburg was awesome. Location, I mean, it was awesome to meet you guys, physically. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, hey,
I know.
you know, it's like, hey,
I-
I know
we
you,
love
I know you, hey.
Yes.
Kimberly.
I was so happy. That was probably one of the best highlights of the trip for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Spending time with everybody and doing the Staticom in the room and stuff. Like,
Staticom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
They
awesome.
came to
with
Staticom.
and everything.
it was a great
We had
evening.
a good time. We really had, and I hope you guys
It was
show
fun.
up again this year. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause I hopefully the three of us will be there. I know I will. I know Jenny.
Yes.
You got to get
Yes.
Kim.
Yeah.
Come on, Kim.
Kim,
You
gotta
know
get
what
her,
room
get
I'm
over
gonna
there.
be in.
We should get a table. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have a table. Maybe we'll get a table for the show.
Ooh.
I think we should.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that.
I think
And
we
I
should.
love the enthusiasm you both have for this too. And I love that each
Mhm.
time you were saying, Mondo, that you go out, it like adds the questions, because I think that's what brings all of us back again and again and again. We're just it's that curiosity, it's that discovery, the curiosity, and getting those like little bits of pieces is just, yeah. I kept what when you were saying that it was like the big fish, but isn't that that's a movie about a lie, right? But it's like we're really catching the big fish, and it's not a lie.
Yes, the big fish.
It's real.
It's a good movie.
Remember,
No, I agree. I
It's a
love
movie.
the fishing.
A
I
bad
love the
day of
fishing
paranormal
analogy.
investigating still better than a good day at work.
For real.
Oh yeah. Times 1,000.
It's gonna be a bumper sticker before you know it on the back of the car.
Not sure.
For real.
Yeah, well, it will be a new saying for us. Jenny, you can have that
I
one.
love
Okay?
it.
With your
Okay,
lasagna.
thank you.
With the lasagna.
He has the lasagna and Kim has the cake. And you wonder why
I'm
I'm
hungry.
For real.
fat. You know?
I know, right?
You're
Come
well
on, tell
fed.
me you're not. I'm always hungry.
Yeah, she's always.
That's part of
Do you guys have
paranormal
a
investigating
website?
too. The snacks.
So we do have our Instagram, 305 Paranormal, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook as well.
Great, cool. Very good. So we can find you if we just go in 305 Paranormal.
We can put that
Everybody
in the
can find
thing.
you just looking for that.
Everywhere
Cool.
but Facebook. I just invented
Yes.
I'm not making it.
I'm the
Okay,
worst.
I'm done.
I know. She's like making it
But
right
yeah,
now.
definitely in YouTube and IG is where we're at the most. TikTok,
Whenever I remember.
Yeah, those video compilations
Okay,
are
I
great.
just put through.
Thank
yes.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that was great stuff. I just put it in the chat just in case anyone's watching it later. 305 Paranormal. Find and support them.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And Spooked Coast to Coast. I'll
Mhm.
put that there too. Yeah, it's at 6:00 on Sundays
Mhm.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
It's a good show. You guys gotta check it out.
Yeah, you had
know?
some good guests. There was this dude the
That's
other week on that was like,
We're excited because we're almost
Jenny.
in that first year, so we're happy.
Yes.
That's what Jenny B.
oh, congratulations!
Thank
Oh, wow.
you.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. And how
Nice.
many years for 305 Paranormal now?
You
You think you may have said.
officially
5?
I think I made the Instagram in about 2019 and 2019. I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
2019 or 2020.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll have to come on our 5th anniversary show on this show.
Ooh.
Our 5th.
That'll have to be you
I'm gonna put
guys.
it down on my calendar right now.
I'm doing it too.
fifth anniversary, I'd be
Anyway.
like 400 pounds of
Oh my
Herman
Lord.
cannoli.
All cannolis, all the lasagnas, all the cakes.
Lasagnas, cake. I mean,
And the
Oh my
cannoli.
God.
and the cannoli.
Hey.
And drink
What we do?
shots.
I mean, we're supposed to be paranormal, but we're the
By Thanksgiving
paranormal.
later.
You know, we like pastries and food. You know what I mean? So we got 2 minutes left, unless it's like, you know. So
Okay, cool.
oh, I just want to show you. I got my coffee for Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
Oh,
cool.
nice. Holy
Is that the one you had
cannoli.
before our show, Anthony's? Did you have that
Yeah.
already? Yeah.
I didn't drink it yet.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of it.
This is cool.
Down, straight up. Like, that's what happened.
You know, I gotta have
Oh
my
my
coffee,
gosh.
sambuca, some coffee, and
I had some coffee in here. So.
He gave
Yeah.
me forget about it coffee from
That is
Brooklyn. And it was
cute.
so good. It was
Yeah.
really, really good.
yeah,
For my
it's
birthday.
cool. I drink it all the time. Forget about it. But
It's
I got
really
Neo
good.
cups. You know, I'm a
Thanks,
fast.
Todd and Carmela. You too.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Happy
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I know,
Yeah.
happy Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Yes,
happy
happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat room, everybody here on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having us.
watching.
Yeah,
And
happy Thanksgiving.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
You know,
Yes, happy
You know.
Thanksgiving, and see you here
Hey,
next
happy
week.
Thanksgiving.
We
You guys
start
gonna be home for
December.
Thanksgiving? I'm assuming.
December.
What?
Oh my God.
You guys, everybody gonna be home for Thanksgiving, or
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
coming to my house here.
We host. So
I host.
we
Yeah.
you host?
What?
They go to the supermarket for the turkey. They don't chase it down like you.
No.
Yeah, hey, you want it fresh. You
Come
got
on,
you got to
It's
catch
right
it, pull out some couple feathers, you know, the old chopping of the neckage.
Okay,
And-
I'm vegetarian.
Well, that's
Stop.
what do you eat for yams.
Yeah, I eat
Yeah.
vegetables.
Okay.
Well, I make a good sweet potato casserole.
Ooh.
I
I might-
mean, I swear.
That is the truth.
I might
we
need
gotta-
that recipe.
We might stop by and have some sweet potato casserole.
Yeah,
I make a
please
good.
do.
Yeah.
Put her mac and
Sounds
cheese.
good.
We're gonna head down there one day, or you guys are gonna be knocked on the door. Hey, got some casserole for us.
Heck yeah, I will go right to the grocery store and prepare you some immediately if you come down.
But if you don't bring the cannoli,
That's right. Just bring cannolis.
you can't come in.
Oh, yeah.
What's
So
the
the
password?
the
I
five
go
of
down
us
south.
need-
I gotta bring
we
the
need to
cannolis.
meet at the
The cannolis
Montgomery
down there are
house.
not real cannolis.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, we should meet at the Montgomery house in North Carolina.
I would love that. Let's do that.
That's the
Right? Exactly. And Todd and Carmela have okay, yes, we'll see you
Yeah, man.
Sunday. See you Sunday, Todd and Carmela.
Yeah, see you guys Sunday.
Okay. It's like one big happy family. It's like, Kim, I won't see you Sunday, but I just saw you last night, which was good.
Yeah,
I'll
we
see
each other
Anthony
or something.
Sunday. Yeah, like constantly. It's so funny.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we see each other a lot. We got a couple of minutes left. I'm not going to cut us off yet. Yeah, it's like
I have us over
It's 10
2 hours
I have
and 3 minutes,
10:03.
Anthony.
three.
Yeah, 10:03.
3 minutes. Oh, yeah,
Yep,
2 hours.
I have
3
us
minutes.
3 minutes
Oh, we're
over,
over
Anthony.
already. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just saying, we gotta say goodnight. I want to say thank you for everybody in the audience. Thank you guys for being on the show. I gotta thank everybody for everything. Happy Thanksgiving. I just want to tell everybody, remember this. When you go paranormal investigating, you got to go out there. You got to be safe. Because you want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. Good night. Forget about it.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much.